I've got big news from the world of potatoes, and it's a breakthrough that could actually help feed the world. So let's talk about it. So let's just jump straight into it. There is a new way of cultivating potatoes that potentially could bring potatoes to areas that weren't able to really grow them in the past, and it's going to open up new opportunities even for home gardeners. And that is the continued development and popularization of what are called TPS, which is true potato seeds. And that means that it's potatoes that you can grow from a seed. Now, if you are not a gardener, you might be thinking, well, aren't all potatoes grown from seed? Actually, they're not. Pretty much every potato that you have ever eaten was grown from what's called a seed potato. And seed potatoes, well, they're not seeds. They're actually the tubers or the actual potatoes that you would then plant into the ground, which would then sprout an entire new plant, which would then produce more potatoes as that plant grows. Now, the reason why people have not been growing traditionally potatoes from seeds is because, well, seeds have been wildly inconsistent about the product, the variety of the potato, and how much yield you can get. And it also tends to take longer to develop from seed to actual harvesting potatoes. But the plant breeders have been hard at work over the last couple of decades, diligently trying to develop new strains of these TPS or seed-grown potatoes. Now, there are two main potato varieties that you can grow from seed right now that are on the market. One of them is Oliver and one of them is Clancy. I believe that Clancy has now been picked up by Botanical Interest, so you could pick it up from them. And if you don't know this, potatoes are heavy and they don't last forever. So in order to transport those seed potatoes to the far reaches of the globe, you've got to do it kind of quickly, and it's very expensive to move all that weight around. To put this in perspective a little bit better, from 1 pound of seed potatoes, if you have a really good crop, you might get 5, maybe 10 pounds of potatoes that you harvest. But now with the new seed varieties, you could potentially get 1 or 2 or more pounds of potatoes for each individual seed. That means that 1 pound of seed could potentially yield you hundreds or even thousands of pounds of potatoes. So yeah, imagine sending a box or an envelope with just a few ounces of seeds that's then able to produce just loads and loads of potatoes for wherever that potato is going to be grown. And also, potato seeds are able to be stored potentially for years rather than months like you would an actual potato. Now, why is this so revolutionary? It's because in the past, in order to take potato plants and grow them in remote third world or developing countries, you would actually have to transport those seed potatoes to those areas. So yeah, this is really cool news. Now, if you're a home gardener, I would still probably suggest that you grow from seed potatoes. It's just going to be faster and easier, and you're probably going to get a bigger yield. But if you do like to experiment with things, then seed potato varieties that you actually grow from seeds might be a fun gardening project for you. And remember that this could potentially help feed people in the remote areas of the earth.